All right, everyone, welcome to game 4 of Apes versus Lobsters. All the glitters versus Supreme Isthmus or Supreme Strait. Apes currently lead 2-1. Pretty exciting, pretty awesome, but we're going to potentially have an equalizer, or the Apes are going to say, hey, you know what? Strait's a garbage map and glitters is the best map ever. Or Lobsters are going to equalize it, and then they're going to say, hey, you know what? It's undecided for now, so play what you love, and this will be decided at a later date.
You know, I don't care if I get proven wrong. I'm just excited to see game 4.
I'm with you on that. I think when series go the whole way, it's just so much more exciting, especially because there's been a lot of cheese in this game, but I also feel like a lot of these games have been, you know, it's like, had the cheese not worked, then the game would have completely reversed. So these kind of feel like knife fights where it's like the first one to blink fails. And I think that just for viewing, that's like super enjoyable, right?
I love the intensity of these matches for sure.
And with all these transplays coming out, both teams have tried two very different things. It's going to be interesting to see if they both try something unique on this upcoming match.
Yeah, for sure. And last match is Whitefire, which is actually what the Apes picked. So hopefully the Lobsters have got their land legs ready, because there's no swimming here. All this water is frozen.
Do you think we're going to see any more co-op plays? I know we saw it for games 1 and 2. Games 3, it looked very standard.
I think that you can't really co-op on a lot of these like bigger, wider maps that don't have enough choke points. You can do some, but you know, on maps like Whitefire or Pawn Retreat, there's just so much ground that you need to cover that it's so dangerous to not have units in a lane. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think we see it a lot. We see it a lot on like Altered, because there's just the greatest choke points ever. Do you know what I mean?
I'm hearing you.
All right, we've got Lobsters as the red team on the bottom, and nothing looking too suspect. We've got a nice little mixture, predominantly. Ooh, actually, I take it back. Skyfire with the really forward placement and the really forward vehicle lab. I actually kind of like that. It's a little interesting, though. Normally, you see people spawning back because they want those mexes, but he's going to try to contest this earlier.
I'm digging the Sim City here from Skyfire too. It's quite nestled in there, pretty easily defendable.
Yeah, that is nice. You're right.
It's going to be interesting to see if he actually pushes up and gets an advantage with those vehicles, because if you look forward, assuming he's going to go towards Cheetah, he's going to run into a choke, and there could be 2 comms waiting for him there.
Yeah, I mean, that can definitely be a brutal fight to take. Like, that hill, especially his vehicles, is so hard. Like in a lot of games I've seen people, they just take all these mexes that are up front, and then they just like tech, or they just like go attack another lane, because it's like, why do you want to push up into this just absolutely brutal choke uphill? It's super difficult. And
it looks like Jag's getting a scout on him.
Very nice scout there. Yep, that's going to be important.
Yep, so he's red. Let's see, what else does he... All right, so he sees Outline, and he sees the transport, which I think is super critical. And it looks like Rolex is getting a fighter right now, but I think Jag gets the full scout. Oh, he sees Teener, and that nettle doesn't connect. So he sees everyone. He knows where they are and what they're building, which definitely going to be a great advantage.
Okay, I hate to interrupt you. We're seeing Outlaw flying, and we're seeing Admiral flying. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. They're just flying to get some more economy.
No,
didn't mean to scare anybody.
It's always exciting when you start to see those aerial plays. I think anytime a commander's in a transport, you always have that like little breath where you're like, all right, are we about to see something ridiculous?
This is really smart from Skyfire. He knows he's been scouted with his early aggression with those incisors. He's actually pulled them back. The enemy team has Cortex Air and can shuriken those and just completely make those incisors a metal donation. He's opted to bring them all the way back to his base.
I don't know if there's anything more depressing than when you attempt to apply early aggression and you just get shuried and just donate everything. So actually pretty big heads up play from him.
Bit of a dogfight going on in the middle. We had Jagamu using the scout to try and get a vision advantage, but unfortunately, fighters cannot shoot behind them.
That's like the submarine, the old submarine micro battles. All right, so both these comms are walking here. Skyfire hasn't walked his comm here yet. It's a little delayed, which is kind of strange to me. I feel like he needs to get here and set this front with LLTs just so that he can hold all those mexes. That choke point is two-way, you know what I mean? Like, yes, you can't push up into it easily, but they also can't push down into it very easily, which is nice.
As long as he keeps his pork back, he's going to have a good time holding that. If he puts it too far forward, he's going to be just target practice for any artillery they build.
Yeah. Although, I mean, these map movements are kind of mirrored, right? We see Rompy and Near pushing up and holding that, and then Outlaw and Skyfire on the opposite. So no one's really staked a claim to the middle, which is kind of interesting. We got a little Blitz versus Incisor action. And, oh, Skyfire finished that mech just in time for Admiral to come up and say, and go away. So Skyfire is going to have to try to hold this 1v2, but Outlaw has this totally free, and I think if he wants to start making units and raiding, he could definitely do quite a bit of damage here. And we are seeing a lot of Janus and a lot of Whistler from all members of these teams.
I think a big thing to point out here is the way Teener is handling his spawn. He decided to choose to spawn on the hill, but he's now comm walking around it instead of getting a transport. So he's doing some good work with these ticks right now, but with a major force, it's going to take a while for him to join the rest of his team.
Yeah, the high ground lab is definitely something we don't see. Normally, you'll see the players kind of walk up and then they drop from the high ground, they drop a low ground lab just so that their units can go out. And then, yeah, 100%, you need that transport just to go down. Oh,
I'm traumatized from that spot. Every time I try that, my lab gets comm dropped and degunned every single time. So I don't blame him one bit.
Oh no, Admiral's flying and there's Whistlers in his path. Oh no, does
no.
he see him? Oh, not like this.
No.
Oh no.
Tragic.
I mean, it's his side of the map though, right? Like, who expects Whistlers there just chilling, just waiting for his commander?
If Outlaw reacts, he's going to get that free comm reclaim.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge, right? And I feel like Skyfire's holding 1v2, but Outlaw's totally free, and there's a massive opportunity for him to tech.
Not even that. If he just rear directs his forces up the left side, he's just got mexes in his way to get to Rompy's base.
Yeah, that's true. If he could raid. Still, these armies are so Whistler heavy. It's kind of crazy to me, right? Like, I feel like if you just had, you know, a few stouts, you could totally run these in and just do a ton of damage.
Well, I know earlier in the series, we were talking about the superiority of the Cortex Air. Whistlers and the core counterpart Lashers, they deal with those quite effectively. So I feel like these types of units we're gonna see a lot.
That's true. I would like to see some people mix in once they get an advantage, start making those fast units to raid. You know, once you get into kill some LTs, kill commanders, switch over to those units.
Oh, no, Outlaw's taking a lot of damage.
He goes down for
that.
Wow.
That I would say is a bit ill-advised. You had the advantage. There wasn't a need to throw that away.
Yeah, he had the advantage and he had the units. Like, I feel like he could have just fought that. Why did he try to comm walk it?
Maybe he was feeling good about himself getting that snipe. He wanted to secure that wreck.
And Rompy is going to have the ability to come up. Whoa, Teener with a man after Fonzie. He's just got ticks, lots of ticks. See if he can actually do. I mean, if he can get these in and go raid, it's going to be huge, and it looks like he's going to try. Did these get in? Oh, sure.
One Whistler cannot. Okay.
But I don't think there's enough Shuris, right? If he just runs and spreads them.
You know, the funny thing, shurikens are not 100% accurate. They can miss ticks.
He needs to keep moving. Oh, Admiral's dropping. If he gets a D gun.
Okay. Ooh. They're getting in there now.
Yeah, they're still running.
You got a tick problem.
Gotta micro these Teener. All right, he gets a Mex. If he can get in here and start killing E, actually, that's gonna be massive. And man, apes are on the back foot all of a sudden. It feels like, especially with the loss of Admiral got Jagamoose Khan. With Admiral's Khan dying there before, big deal. And man, having to pull units to respond to raiders just absolutely kills your pressure. All those units that responded and the Shuris that responded let Outlaw just push mid, and he is walking at Rompy's base.
I would like to see Rompy get some defenses down, get some LLPs, maybe a beamer or two. Beamers can take care of whistlers pretty well, I would say.
Yeah, even just like, I feel like just one claw, right? Because a claw that's down, if you have it on hold fire.
Of course, a claw, yes. Probably one of the most broken arm units in the game, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, 100. Claws are, all the pop-ups are just absurdly strong. And Rompy with an actual great unit switch, he just started dropping in size, or started dropping blitz, and these whistlers and Janus have nothing in front of them, so just a few hundred metal worth of blitz killed like 1,500 metal worth of whistlers and Janus.
There's a lot of reclaim on the Lobster's side. They still have those 2 comms in addition to all that army wreck.
Yeah, and comms are tied at 4-4, so it felt like more have gone down, but they haven't. And Skyfire has just broken out Wolverines versus this Janus Whistler, and man, fighting on the hill, trying to kite away from Artie is so frustrating. I've been in the position Cheetah's in, and you're used to being able to move a lot faster. If you get caught on that hill and the Wolverine shots land, you can lose like 3 or 4 Whistlers just with one volley. So he needs to be really careful, and Skyfire is just chain repairing with his commander. It's definitely losing a few units, but it's still kind of concerning. If these Wolverines do land their shots, I feel like Cheetah just goes down and loses. And Teener still spamming ticks. Let's go.
If it works, keep it working.
Yeah. And
looks like Rompy's making the transition to T2, getting out some consoles. It looks like. I hear that's one of your favorite units, Voltok.
Well, it used to be until they nerfed it, but yes. What can I say?
Do you miss console meta?
No, not at all. Are you kidding?
I don't think anyone does.
Yeah, no one misses console meta. I just remember you'd look and at like 8 minutes it'd be like 50 hounds on the map and nothing else. It's kind of nice to have variety. All right, who wins this air superiority battle? Yes.
I think Jagamu wins this one. He's got home field advantage.
Yeah, it was looking pretty good for Rolex, but then his Jagamu's fighters turned and it was over.
This Blossom and Nier have just been they've just been whistling each other for 10 minutes. They're just in this narrow little zone, just trading Whistler shots and repairing. But
I mean,
Blossom
if that's
is T2.
If that's the state of the battlefield, then sure, let's just throw up a forward advanced vehicle plant. No problem.
I mean, Ape dropped his as well, which is really funny, and those are going to finish around the same time. Skyfire pushing. I don't think he breaks this, though. I mean, just pushing up this hill is so frustrating. I'm a much bigger fan of Outlaw and Teener trying to just kind of push up and get eco damage in, even though there are those Shuris. If he can get more Whistlers... Oh, yeah, here we go. He's got the stout Whistler.
This isn't going to work, is it?
I think so. I mean, dude,
this actually might work. The flank damage is insane. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, if there's no comm there, he has Whistlers and Stouts. I think he can just shove that lane. Rompy's going to start running his comm back. He's like, oh, I need to be there to degun. If his comm isn't there to degun, it's so rough. I mean, the only thing that stops Stouts from being OP early on are deguns, and if there isn't a commander in their path, they are tanky and vicious enough to get in and just kill everything. Oh, but here come the bombs. Skyfire doesn't have Whistlers.
Yeah. So can't really stop it now.
He gets a lot, doesn't he?
Looks like he's going for
I'm
eco
only counting
afterwards.
4 bombers, so I'm not sure if that's able to accomplish
He didn't
much.
kill the plant, but he can.
No.
No.
Rolex fighters are in. Yeah, they're dropping on this guy now.
And he doesn't even get. He tried to bomb the lab, but
yeah, I do not agree with that play with that number of bombers.
Oh, and while we were distracted, Outlaw took those Stouts, and he's just running through the 8 base. This is starting to get brutal. Shuris are in. So is this OP metal donation? A little bit of an OP metal donation.
Rolex fighters are coming in to save those tanks.
And they needed to be there a little bit sooner, but at least he's making the play now. And oh no, once these fighters go down, I think Rolex might realize, hey, I've got air superiority. If he can chase these Shuris. Oh, those 2 fighters just killed 10 Shuris. He knows he has air superiority now. I think it's time for bombers.
Yeah,
More fighters.
Skyfire has answered the call. No shurikens, time to push in.
Yeah, and what? Oh, if he gets into this eco, it's going to be over. But There's a ton. I mean, this is just stout versus stout. I think Cheetah holds this, no? Ooh, converters go down. Skyfire. I think even though the converters went down, Skyfire is still going to be able to do a lot. And
I think a little bit of APM stall there. the 4 to now 3 brutes there now running in circles.
Yeah, they're making things happen. They're gonna get cleaned up now, but Cheetah's calm is so low. And Teamer, does he get another one? Dude,
not again, no.
Teamer, he's channeling Big Fonz in Claret. He's like, you know what's fun? Sniping comms with ticks. And dude, he's putting in work here. This
can't keep getting away with this.
he has. That's his second or third one? Second one? I mean, that's awesome. Great work. This is starting to feel almost insurmountable, and I didn't even notice, but Near got broken by Blossom. Blossom won that lane. He's forced his comeback, and it looks like his T2 maybe hit a little bit earlier. I don't know if he can push up this hill, but I don't even know if he needs to. I guess he can, but I think he can also just swerve over and go kill Rompy, right?
Well, if you've got an advantage like this, it makes sense to try to push it.
Too bad. I was really hoping he'd get anti-radar out and walk his comm and detonate, but didn't make it.
He wasn't able to, and that's bad. I mean, that's more or less over. And Rompy is the last commander, and he is running, but the apes are just getting pushed basically everywhere. Yeah, I mean, this is feeling more or less over. Teener did a ton of great work with these ticks, and Skyfire held 1v2, and then Outlaw swerving in was able to just contribute a lot. So great work to the Lobsters, which, well, I guess we'll see. I mean, maybe they can pull it back, but this feels, how are you guys feeling about it? It feels pretty insurmountable to me.
Well, Rompy's got a lot of economy, and he's got a good bank of metal to himself. If he can get some energy going here, get some more units pumped out, maybe he can hold, but things are looking dire at best.
Yeah,
I'd have to agree with that.
It's kind of crazy. I feel like Red should be way more eco-skilled, but they just aren't for some reason. So I guess you're right. There is still a chance. Oh, I say that, and then 16 ticks get into a base. If they can get the BP, I think. Oh yeah, here we go.
You got 16 ticks. What do you get?
Skyfire might be flying his comm to give Rompy a hug.
Oh, is he? Wait, where is he going? Oh my god, he is. No, he's gonna go into a Jag though. Oh no, he sees the Jag. He's like, oh, wait a minute. He's like, I was gonna go comm bomb. Now I think better of it. I mean, they have 4 comms though, right? If you can just comm walk and trade, they just win the game. I think they win anyway. Those ticks shredded all of Jag's base. Blossom got pushed back, it looks like, by some bulls, but
Near's making a valiant defense here. We got Jags and bulls pushing in.
Skyfire's coming in. He's landing. He's gonna have to walk into an LLT. Does he see He sees Rompy. Oh no, Rompy, not like this. You gotta run, dude. Rompy, no, he's too close. Oh, he's walking. Sky's gonna take him with the death. Oh, I like it.
Like that.
I like it. I like the absolute Chad move from Skyfire. He says, you know what? We've got 4 commanders. I'm going to end this game. I don't need units. I started this game with a commander, and I'm going to end this game with a commander. And he throws his comm, and he takes out Rompy, and that is all she wrote, which pretty awesome result, I would say, because this is a 2-2 series, right? It's tied up, and this was for the hearts and the minds of all the pub players, and we end up, at least for this day, undecided whether Glitters or Straight is superior.
You know, I think we did learn that each map has their strengths. Each map has their weaknesses, but the players, they can overcome those weaknesses. They can bring interesting and fun strategies to the table. And really, we're all winners here. We got to see 4 great games of Beyond All Reason.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I think for me, the Tangerine game was probably the funniest thing ever because it was literally 5 minutes long and I was not expecting it to go like that. But I think it's awesome that, they've got these great rehearsed builds where they're like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go end the game in 5 minutes. So that is it. Apes and Lobsters in game 4 end up tying the series 2-2, and we'll see what else round 2 holds.